Welcome everyone to SK Wrestling. This is SK analyst Lee Walker here. I am here with WWF legend, the Warlord. Warlord, how you doing today?
Very good, man.
That is awesome. So when you came into WWF, you had previously worked in NWA with Jim Crockett Promotions. How was that experience like?
Jim Crockett Promotions was great. NWA was very good wrestling. I mean, it was wrestling very, very good.
Awesome. And how did it all happen for you to go and sign with WWF?
It's a little bit of a story. Actually, a partner Barbarian got a call one night from Grizzly Adams, who was behind the scenes with WWF at that time. And they called us on a Thursday night, and Barb gave me a phone call in my house and said, Terry, listen, WWF would like us to come into Atlanta tomorrow. We lived in Charlotte at the time. We'd like you to come into Atlanta tomorrow, and we'd like to talk to you. So I said, okay, we're off tomorrow. Let's go. So we go ahead. We go to the airport next morning. We got tickets waiting for us, and fly to Atlanta. Get there. There's a limo waiting. Takes us to a really nice hotel right close to the airport. Gives us a key. Goes up to the room. Opens the room. Who's sitting there? Pat Patterson, who was a booker, Hulk Hogan, and Vince McMahon. Which, wow, this is amazing. You know, we sat down with them. They went through a whole spiel, what they're looking at and that stuff, you know. And at that time, my partner, you know, he really didn't talk that much. And he just looks at me and goes, when would you like us to start? I'm like, Barb. I'm like, we got this thing coming up the NWA, you know. And they go, we want you to start Monday. And this is a Friday. I'm like, Monday? I said, wow, that quick, you know, I mean, and I go, well, if Barb wants to do it, we do it, you know, I mean, fine, let's do it.
All right, cool.
It was an amazing feeling.
And you were in the era of tag teams being at the height of their game, not only at the height of their game, but the size of their game. So when you got there, what was it like to be able to feud with the teams that you feuded with? You know, Demolition, who had at the time they were middle of their tag team run, had the longest reign as tag team champions. So what was that like, you know, being involved with that feud, you know, both teams in face paint, both big stocky men?
Oh, Demolition was an awesome team. You know, we had already come off from NWA working with the Road Warriors a long time with them. Yeah. So we were used to working with big, rough guys. And it was exciting. Listen, Demolition had a great gimmick. I thought it was one of the best gimmicks at that time until Undertaker came along, which is the best gimmick of all time. But they had one of the best gimmicks that I had ever seen with the mask, the music, everything and that stuff. I mean, awesome. And they were a great tag team. They worked well together. They knew how to work together. And you know, they held the belts for the longest time of any WWF tag team ever.
And speaking of that, in just a short time, you brought up the Road Warriors and Pat Patterson, which Animal just recently passed, and Pat Patterson just recently passed. Any fun stories with those guys?
Listen, Joe was the one that started me in wrestling. He found me at his gym in Minnesota called The Gym. He actually helped me come up with the Warlord name, and he actually helped Barbarian and me come up with the Powers of Pain name also. It actually came up with that name after I did a move I did many, many times, and I guess just between Animal's size and my size, that my shoulder blade went into his eye socket.
Oh, wow.
And broke his eye socket. And so after that, he called us Powers of Pain. You know, it was a great name. Great name. And of course, Pat Patterson was just, he was a great booker. The guy, you know, he'd been in wrestling forever. And Pat was a very, very smart man when it came to this business. He knew how to do what he did. He did it very well.
Awesome. And what was it like to go from the tag team to now you're in a singles run? You had like an attire change with the chest protector thing with the chains and the half mask, kind of like Phantom of the Opera, and you carried the scepter with the W. Whose idea was that?
It was actually WWF's at that time. They came up, showed me a piece of paper with the figure they're looking at, and the outfit, and it was I thought it was a pretty cool outfit and that stuff because it's very futuristic looking. Yeah. And you know, the outfit, I mean, it fit me good. I mean, you know, it was had to be altered a lot because how big I was and that stuff, you know. Yeah. But you know, I like the outfit. I mean, I love tag team wrestling, but it's also really unique to do singles wrestling also.
Yeah. You end up feuding with Hulk Hogan in 1991 for the WWF Championship. What was that like?
It was a lot of fun. You know, I mean, like I say, today they have all the glitz and glamours, they got all the lights and that stuff. Back then, you came through the audience, it was just a spotlight on you. And when you're sitting in the ring, you're looking down, it's just a spotlight. All you see is one head sticking above everybody else's coming down the aisle. And it's coming straight for you in that. And also it climbs to the ring, it walks around, it looks at you, it starts tearing the shirt up. Every single, camera in that place is going off.
Yeah.
At that time. And all you do is you sit there, everything kind of goes black for a second, you got goosebumps, everything else. I mean, it's a very unique thing, man. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and you're working with the man. He was the man.
Yeah, awesome. So we see you leave WWF in 1992. In 1995, you go to World Championship Wrestling. Did you enjoy your time in World Championship Wrestling?
It was different. The outfits, they put us in masks, and everybody knew that was Barbarian and me. Everybody. I mean, everybody yelled in the ring, "Hey, Warlord, Barbarian." I mean, it was no big secret in that stuff, Definitely was hard breathing in a mask.
Yeah.
Trying to do a match in a mask, it's not that much fun. And really, I really didn't enjoy covering up the body, because here you work so hard on your body and you're actually covered up with all this stuff.
Yeah.
It felt awkward to me.
Yeah. Now, did you like the change in with the Warlord when you went from the face paint from the tag team to the stuff that you wore in WWF with the half mask and the scepter and everything?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it in that stuff, but I enjoyed it both ways.
Right.
I enjoyed the face paint,
yeah,
because it was neat putting on the face paint, but it was also neat wearing something that was very futuristic looking, that no one had worn something like that before in wrestling and that stuff. So it was unique.
Right.
It was unique.
And speaking of that, you have various different action figures with the face paint and also with the mask thing. As you had, you have a LJN, you have a WWE Jax Classic, but you also have my favorite line, the WWF Hasbro, and you also have WWE Elite. What's it like to see all those, action figures and to, be, as Hulk Hogan would put it, immortalized in that sort of way?
He says the exact words, immortalized. No matter whatever happens to me in life, whatever, I live forever. Because someone's always going to have one of those figures somewhere in this world on their shelf or someplace. There's always be figures, and like I say, you live forever. Hogan's exactly right.
Yeah, and did you have a particular favorite figure of yours out of the four?
I like the Hasbro one. The Hasbro one was really nice. I think Jax did a very good job with theirs, and also I like the Mattel. I mean, I like them all. I think they've all done a very good job.
Awesome. And
good job.
Now, when they send you the prototypes and the figures, did you keep any, or?
I got some prototypes. Yeah, I kept everything that they sent me in that stuff. I kept those in special boxes. Those are going to all my kids, my grandkids, all that stuff. I saved everything for them.
Awesome. And even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, what have you been up to in 2020?
2020 has been a strange year. Of course, everybody knows pandemic and all that. Wrestling died for a while. Mm-hmm. No one really did until they started figuring out they can actually do virtual signings. Mm-hmm. And the virtual sign, ended up being a pretty good thing for people and that stuff. People really liked it in that. I know everybody liked to meet everybody in person because it's very special to be, the guys in person and that stuff after you see them on TV for so long. I stayed busy with, jobs here and there at the time. And now I'm, working back at the clubs again since October. And, down in Florida. And, it's been good, man. We've had no issues, nothing. Everything's been really good right now.
Awesome. Warlord, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to sit down and have this interview with me.